Hey, what's up, y'all? Once again, this is your boy Andre,
This is your boy Will.
and we are the host of
Where there's a will,
There's a Dre.
hey.
Hey, what up, y'all? Okay, so I know it's been a minute. We promised to do some videos for a while, but we haven't been able to get our schedules together. We were
Mhm.
going to do a conversation about the state of the NBA and where
Mhm.
we think it is. And after the playoffs, we'll talk about that in more detail. But
Mhm.
actually, right now, and Will, I don't know if you agree with this, but I think the NBA, especially toward the end of the season and getting into the playoffs, is actually in a better state than it was at the beginning of the season. Would you agree?
You can, I mean, yeah, I feel like you can say that about every year of the NBA season. It's like, when it gets to these playing tournaments, when it gets to these playoffs time, everyone like just tunes in. Like I know what's kind of a text itself. My mother, she's watching every single game. I mean, if it's the Pistons, if it's the Warriors, like if it's even if it's a high state game, it's like a New York Knicks versus Minnesota. Like if it's a high state game, she's watching every single game because she knows at this time it gets real.
Well, can we talk about how you just referred to her as your mother and like that's my wife. So I know that, William. We live in the
They
same house.
don't. I'm sorry, they don't know that.
You're like, my mama.
Yeah, I don't. They don't know that. I'm sorry, Andre. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, that is that is Andre's wife. Yes, yes. But yeah, like he can attest to it, like she's watching every game and stuff like that, and she's excited about every single moment. So she's calling me or probably telling Andre, like, like, oh, you see this, you see that, you see this. It's like, I'm like, Mom, where are you at all 82 games?
I mean, well, to be fair though, I mean, like the mid-season tournament don't really have that same luster.
Yeah, it doesn't.
This like nobody really watched that.
That's another conversation for another time.
Right, right. And maybe we'll touch on that when we talk about the state of the NBA.
Yeah, that'll be a big point. A
Fair
big
point.
point.
But so for this particular episode, we are going to start what is going to be a series of pods that will offer predictions about what Will and I think are going to happen during the playoffs. Now, to make this a little more fun and a little more scintillating, Will and I came up with sort of a bet and a bet that accompanies a point system. Now, it'll just be a friendly bet between the two of us, but for you as viewers, you have a chance to win some pretty cool stuff if you can roll with us. So first off,
Woo.
let me explain the rules. So we're going to share later on the bracket for the NBA playoff. And for every team that we accurately predict will win that series, we're going to get 5 points. Now,
Mhm.
the caveat is we're also going to lose a point for every game that we are off by when it comes to the series spread. So, for instance, in one of the games, we've got the Pistons versus the Knicks, which we'll discuss later. So, if I predict the Pistons in five, but the Pistons win in 6 games instead, I'll still get the 5 points for the Pistons winning, but I'll get a point deducted because I was off by how many games the Knicks would lose. So it kind of ups the ante a little bit for us to not only make an accurate prediction, but also to predict how many games they're going to need to win
Yes.
that series.
Yes. And then for all you people that like to go on BetGM and parlays, making parlays and all that stuff like that, this is the game for you to do it. It's gonna be really fun. Really,
And,
really fun.
and check it out. So if you are the person who wins our little contest and accurately guesses who wins based on the criteria that we give you, you are going to be eligible to win a jersey of your choice, courtesy of Where There's a Will, there's a Dre.
Whoa!
There are some rules to it though. So to get started, you are going to have to like this video, you're going to have to subscribe to our channel, and you're going to have to leave a comment. So
You
you don't
gotta be a
engage with us,
subscriber.
right?
You gotta
William,
be.
you know the rules.
Yep, you gotta be a subscriber. You gotta like the channel. When you like this video, you have to leave some comments, have some engagement. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be fun. Even if you don't win the prize, this is fun. Like it's gonna be fun.
Absolutely.
I know I'm gonna really be like trying to cover my spread out.
All right, so let's get the show on a roll. All right, so first we're gonna start with the East Coast.
Mhm. I
Okay,
mean,
I'm gonna edit that out. Okay, so let's get this started. First, I'm going to start with the Eastern Conference.
mhm. Yeah, you're talking about the Eastern Conference that has the same teams every year: Bulls, the
Anyway,
Heat,
that's harsh.
the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, come on, like, I mean, it's the same teams every year. It's like, yeah, for the West, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be crazy. You got so many different stars in this playing tournament. But the East is like, oh man, oh, we got them again, the Hawks versus the Heat again. I mean, all right, let's see what happens for them to get bounced out the first round by Cleveland or Boston.
I mean, but to be fair though, William, I mean, nobody had on a bingo cards that, the Cavs would be like working with what the number one seed in the East. Nobody knew that.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that, Andre. I'll give you that. But at the same time, I mean, it's death, taxes, and all those things in the East being the same in the play-in. That's
Facts.
guaranteed in his life.
Facts.
But yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So for today, we're going to just discuss the play-in tournament and we're going to give our predictions. So starting with the East, we've got the number 7 seed Orlando Magic
Mhm.
versus the number 8 seed Atlanta Hawks.
Yes. Um, this is it's gonna be a tough series. I think the Hawks are playing. They're not. I will say they're playing with a little bit of fire. They always get up for the playing game. It's always a hard team to get out of these playing games. It's one game situation, so anybody can get hot. Especially when you have a guy like Trae Young, and then you have all defensive, maybe DPOY Dyson Daniels, there to really muck things up for their team. But at the same time, for Orlando, you got a really, really great defense. The offense is not the best, but you got a really great guys over there with Paolo and then Wagner on their side as well. So it's going to be a great series. This is where it gets tough. Um, I have I
Okay,
have
okay, come on, Will. You can't give all that analysis and then not have a pick.
I mean, because it's gonna be it's gonna be a tough time for both teams. I feel it's not a 7 game series. Anybody can get hot. Probably get 50. Trey can get 50 with 10 dimes. But I feel like they have more lengths to bother Atlanta. So I'm gonna give it to Orlando. I'm gonna give it to Orlando.
All right. So Williams pick at Orlando
Mhm.
and the winner go home scenario. All right.
Lock
All
that
right.
in.
That works. That works. Okay, so this is off to a bad start because I actually got to kind of agree. I think that Orlando's perimeter game is a lot stronger than Atlanta, so they're not going to be able to. And even though Trey has the ability to just get hot any time of the game and chuck it up from anywhere on the court, I think that Orlando's perimeter game is stronger. And given that that's what is in vogue right now with the NBA, they just do it better. So I hate to already start on a bad note, but I'm gonna have to agree with Will on this one and say that I think the Magic are going to take that one.
Boom.
So we both give it that one to Orlando.
Yep.
All right. So next we have up number 9, Chicago Bulls versus number 10, Miami Heat.
Talk about mid versus mid. I mean, God. I mean, the Heat are playing with some fire. I think the Bulls are playing with fire too as well. But geez, this could be like a NBA TV game on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I don't.
Dang,
I,
dang, William.
it could be a true TV game. What are you really watching there? But
This dude just said True TV.
I'm just saying, like this would be a true like this one, like they quite literally could put this on League Pass. They put a League Pass and people go, oh, they won, okay, all right, and whoever wins and whoever like they got to face because I think it's um I think because it's because we already did 2 through 7, so it will be 1 through 8, right? Or 1 versus 8 after
Yeah.
that round, after the
Hmm.
plane.
Yep.
So like that's an easy look for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, that's an easy like we're gonna be just have a chill first round. But if I had to go with a pick, it's gonna be I like I love a lot of the team, a lot of those guys on the Heat. I love Tyler Hero, I love Bam, I love Andrew, but I like a lot of guys on the Bulls as well. But I think that you have Eric Spoelstra over there. You got a great coach over there, and I can't go against that genius mind. So I'm gonna say it's gonna go to the Heat.
Don't think we're going Miami. All right, fair
Mm-hmm.
enough.
Yep.
Okay, so this is where we finally break.
Here we
So
go.
I think lately, so Kobe White has had the stretch where he's
Man, he's
been one of
nice.
the best in the league for like the last 5, 6 games. I mean, dude has been on it, and I think that momentum continues. So I like the Bulls.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Andre. I will
Okay.
say, yeah, Kobe White has been killing it out there. He's been nice, and even a lot of the players even a lot like even a lot of the players on the Bulls, they've been kind of playing with fire and stuff like that. So it's going to be definitely a. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout game. I think it's going to be like a '90s game. Like it's going to be like it's like I think there's going to be a whole bunch of guards trying to shoot, be inefficient, but it's going to be like 90 to like 87. I feel like something
Yeah,
like
yeah. I could see both teams being pretty
low
and
scoring
tough and
game.
scrappy. So
Yeah,
okay, fair enough.
yeah, but yeah, that's definitely my pick. I'm going Miami. That
All
though.
right, cool. So then let's go over to the West Coast. Why I keep saying
Let's-
coast? The West Conference. God.
Yeah.
So the first time I edit that out, so y'all probably didn't see it in the original cut, but I said East Coast at first, and I keep messing it up.
Hey, man, yeah, get it. This is where it gets good. This is where it gets good.
All right. So for the West Conference, we got number 9, the Sacramento Kings versus number 10, the Dallas Mavericks.
The Kings just I don't know what it is. Like ever since like last season, I feel like the Kings just like love the plane. I feel like they just love to be in the plane. Like they do they try so hard to get in the plane. I feel like, but um the Kings and with Dallas too as well. You know, I gotta commend Dallas first of all to have those injuries and to have like just that big of a trade not derail you like the Suns, even though
Shade.
I mean they didn't even have a big trade. I mean they had all that's another thing for it. But
And speaking of which, did you hear the Bud got canned?
oh yes, yeah. That was I was gonna text you at work, but yeah, he got canned. I was like another coach like Kevin Durant is just
This one, I know, right?
yeah. So we'll get to that later, but yeah, with Dallas having all those injuries, having so much turmoil in the season, and still like being there relatively, like still staying afloat, I got to give it to them. And then you got a guy like Anthony Davis. Is yes, he's not Luka Doncic, but he's generational in his own way with defense and offense. Um, I'm going to give it to the Kings though because I just think the Kings have like just a lot of firepower. They have Zach LaVine over there. They got DeMar DeRozan. They got Domantas Sabonis, and I think Sabonis is always. I think recently, I think AD's has won the battles, but Sabonis has always kind of been like a lot for AD. Um, so that's going to be a battle, a good battle. But I definitely see the Kings still pulling away from Dallas. I feel like it would take AD to go like crazy that game for them to win it, and then add on top of that, you got Brick Thompson. I mean Clay Thompson.
Dang.
Sorry, I'm a
Bro,
hurt fan right now, so I'm just kind of
you sound like a scoring
I'm a
ex-lover
scoring
dude.
X. So yeah, you got Clay Thompson, but I mean he can get hot too. But it would take a lot for them to win again. I think feel like the win against the Kings.
That's a lot to unpack there. So first off, we need to get you some kind of therapy for that, bro, because got this PTSD
I think I do.
thing going on.
Ever
This
since that games, that playoff playing game, he went 0 of 10. I mean 0 of 10. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. But
all right, we're gonna get you some help for that.
it's ridiculous. But yeah, I got the Kings for that one. Locking in.
But as mental as you are right now, what does that make me? Because once again, I got to agree with you. So
Hey, I'm just saying, man. This is
because like I was thinking that Dallas was going to be on this redemption tour, and like you said, overcoming a lot of obstacles, trading away their generational player,
Mhm.
getting some talent in return that wound up being defective, and having the GM issues and just all the drama that came with that, and they still
Horrible.
kind of plucked their way through. And a part of me wanted to support that redemption story, but and then also to match that up with the fact that Sacramento is pretty schizophrenic. They don't know what they're gonna do from year to year.
They don't.
However, I think this is the year. They're not gonna make a huge splash in the playoffs, but they'll at least make the playoffs. So I'm gonna have to give it to the Kings also.
Yep, yep, yep. That makes sense.
All
That
right.
makes
All right. And last but not least,
sense.
your favorite team, because mine is already in right now. I'm just saying mine is already in. But
The Eastern Conference with the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks. And,
fair, fair.
you know,
All right, so we got number 7, the Dubs versus the 8 seed, the Grizz. Floor is yours, Will.
I'm gonna try not to like the pastors always say. I'm gonna try to get out of here and leave. And I say not say too much, and I talk too much. Give him 3 points and leave.
Spoiler alert, y'all. He lying. He finna go on for about an hour for this. So just get
I,
yourselves
pro-
comfortable.
I promised my wife that I wouldn't do it, but um, yeah, I think this is going to be a good game. I think when you have Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, it's always going to be a great game, and you have John Morant on the other side, and Dylan, not Dylan Brooks, my God, um, John Morant and Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bain. You have those guys, in history with the Warriors. It's always going to be a great game versus the Memphis Grizzlies. I do think that the Warriors are kind of playing with kind of a fire now. I feel like the way I don't know if you guys saw the game, the way we lost it. I mean, absolutely horrible. I mean, we didn't execute down the stretch. I love Steph Curry more than anything in the world, but he 8 turnovers is not acceptable, and you have Draymond Green smoking layups. As a 6'6", I think 6'6" guy that was under the rim. I'm like, you smoked a layup to win the game. You have Jimmy Butler that got hurt as well. We know we have to win this game. This is an important win for just to dumb down things. This is an important win. We're playing just to try to, especially for those our older vets, because we have older vets and superstars. Get them guys at least 4 days of rest. So I would say that the Warriors will win. I don't believe in Memphis defense. I don't believe in their defense. I think their defense is falling off, especially with one of their guys being injured. I think it was in the Hornets game. I forgot the young man's name, but we're sending prayers to his family. I hope he has a speedy recovery. Um, that was the primary difference on Steph last game. I just don't think they have enough defense. They can have enough. They have enough offense to like rival us and score. But when you can't stop the other team, then you're going tit for tat. Like we can slow you down for just a couple of possessions, and that's what it's going to come down to. But I will say this will be the game to watch out of the play-in. Like this will be the game, I will say, because it's like same thing for Warriors. Memphis just lost his coach. It's a lot of turmoil. You got Ja going fighting versus the NBA versus Adam Silver. So Memphis is going to try to make some noise too, but I do think the Warriors will pull through with this one.
Total shocker there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I
But
honestly,
no.
it took a lot out of me. It took because I was gonna be like, hell no, we ain't gonna make it. Like if you saw guys, if you saw me yesterday, I was at Andre's house and I was just like, no, I wasn't depressed, but I was just kind of like, just sad. I was just sad, but Yeah, if we would have pod yesterday, I definitely would have probably said the Memphis Grizzlies. So yeah,
No, and take it from me, Radio Land or YouTube Land or whatever. William does have the ability to be objective, so so take that with a grain of salt. And you know, now he went on for about an hour, but he is pretty objective, and he's coming from a pretty fair place. So he's not being biased here. And I know he's got a wish list, but he also knows how to keep it real and and assess it for where it is. So I'll
my
give you that,
perfect,
Will.
because it's my perfect world. We're the first seed. In my
Right.
perfect world, the first seed, and we're just not even worried about all this stuff. But yeah, it's got to be what it is.
So Will's taking the dubs. All right. So right now, what the Warriors are what 0-3 in the play-in.
Yes.
They'll be due one. So yeah, they'll win this one. And but I don't think it's going to be because of of your key cast of characters. I mean, Steph is going to have his numbers. Jimmy's going to do his thing. And by the way, when did Jimmy start going with the third? I mean, was he always Jimmy the third? I mean,
His father died, and his name was Jimmy Butler, or not Jimmy. Like they had like kind of like had the same name, and he just like went along with it.
okay, I just recently started seeing the third behind his name. But anyway,
Yeah.
total side note. But yeah, you're gonna have your performance from your main characters. But I think the role players
Yeah.
are really gonna kind of make the difference here. I see the Dubs winning. I see Ja actually pulling out a real gun and shooting somebody. Um, I know.
Jesus.
I know. Pray for me on that one, y'all. But yeah, I see the Dubs winning this one. And actually, I don't think it's gonna be close.
Hmm. I think what's funny is I think it actually is going to be close. I think that when if you watch last game, I mean, it took Steph Curry to have like ungodly performance. I mean, rivals Jokic 60-10-10 game, like it took him to have an amazing performance for us to really beat these guys. Like I said, the Memphis Grizzlies is like when we have a game against them, it's high stakes. It's always going to be a great game. I think we actually it's going to be like close. Like it's going to be like come down to the wire.
Now they're
You-
playing in Golden State, right?
Yeah, no, that is a big
I
thing.
think
That
the
is a big thing.
home court advantage is gonna play a role
Yeah.
in this too.
And Memphis, they're really, really good at home. But on the road, I don't know. But at the same time, it's the Warriors. They always get up for the Warriors. So, Ja will be averaging 25% from three and then all of a sudden become a 50% shooter. I just 3-point shooter. So yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be an interesting game. Especially with Jimmy. I don't know if you've seen these past couple games. He's as far as his playoff Jimmy is really starting to come to shape form. He had 30, I think, last game, and then 28 the game before that. So he's really coming to form. So it's going to be an interesting game.
We shall see, and I hope it does wind up being like a good game and really a good whole playoff tournament. I mean, a play-in tournament. I'm looking forward to seeing how that kind of leads into the rest of the playoff season.
Yeah, because the playoff season is going to be interesting.
I
Like the
think so
way
too.
that things are forming, I'm like, I'm like, I like this. I like this. I kind of like what's going to happen here. But yeah, it's going to be definitely a good plan. I definitely think that.
Cool. So there you have it, folks. Those are our predictions. And so, like I said, so actually, I'm going to backpedal for a little bit here, just because we're not going to be doing the point deduction for this round because obviously the play-in is just win or go home. But we'll start the point deduction part of this whole scoring system once we get into the actual playoff. But for now, we will still between Will and I, our wager is that we'll give ourselves 5 points for every team that we get correct during this play-in tournament. And
Mhm.
then once we get into the tournament itself, we'll start to do the entire point system and where you can have a chance to get involved. Well, you have to follow us through this whole process. So start with this video. Be sure to like it. Be sure to comment. Let us know you're here. Subscribe to us. And then as we advance into the playoffs, then you'll have a chance to also follow us in our predictions. So,
Yes.
Will, you got any closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts are this. Make sure that you are staying tuned with this content. Like I said, I know we've been away for a little bit, but this is really going to be really good. This series, this playoff series and leading up to all the way to the finals. So it's going to be really really good. Like I always say, make sure, and our coach said, make sure to like, subscribe, comment something comment tacos if you watched this, if you stay for this whole video. Comment tacos on the comments below.
Tacos.
I know, right? I know. I'm hungry, y'all. I'm hungry. Yeah, just comment tacos so we know who the real ones are. But yeah, that's all I got.
And my closing thought is go Pistons. Detroit
I
basketball.
can't wait to talk about the Pistons. Just playing. Just playing. But yeah,
Well, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, we appreciate the support, the viewership, all that good stuff. And let's keep it rocking. So once again, this is Andre and Will signing off from where. Oh, dang, my bad, William.
oh,
Dang, I
whoa,
messed up.
Jesus Christ!
I just gave Will all this grief about getting our tag wrong, and then here I am just pre-opting the whole thing.
Blocked
So
by Lewis.
ding. No, 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 no.
Thanks for
Signing off,
watching.
signing off from
Where there's a will,
there's a Dre.
take care, guys.
All right, peace, y'all.